What's up everyone, it's me, Mr. Tree. I hope you like my background. It took me 10 minutes to do. But anyways, here's how the event is gonna go. I am gonna show some teasers for my, hopefully, upcoming films. And after the teaser, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about that film. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil the whole plot, but I'll just give a quick synopsis of it. And after that, I'll announce the films which I don't have a teaser for. And finally, we'll get to the question you guys have left in the comments. So, here's the first one. I hope you like it.
So, Felicia Hardy, also known as the infamous Black Cat. Tonight, you were caught trying to allegedly stop a robbery. What, you trying to be a hero now?
They say every superhero has a secret identity. I don't seem to have one.
Nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide. Got nowhere to run to, baby. Got nowhere to hide.
I've wronged a lot of people in the past. The people I cared the most now. I'm just trying to do right for them.
Nowhere to run to, baby.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you ain't my type.
Oh please, I'm everybody's type.
Baby, got nowhere to hide. Got nowhere to run.
I'll make sure those scumbags think twice before pulling the trigger when they hear the name.
Yeah, I know, I bet your pennies got wet for that one. And that's only the first one. So, my Black Cat film is going to be another Spider-Man spin-off film. Though I'm still not sure if I'm gonna add Spidey or not, as you already saw this film's villain is going to be Hammerhead. And some mercenaries, which will be the fan service. Silver Seal will also be in this film since, you know, in Spider-Man Prime Episode 4 I teased a little thing going on between them. So I'll dive more into it in this film. And surprisingly enough, this film won't really be that dark or edgy as most of my films are. It's obviously not going to be a family-friendly film, but it's going to be more dark humor based. So just think of it as Deadpool, but with Black Cat and no fourth wall breaks. Yep, anyways, on to the next teaser. You thought I forgot about the Sonic franchise? If you did, then I'm really disappointed in you. But yeah, this film is going to be a kinda sequel, but not really, from Sonic Hero of the State. It's going to kinda pick up from where the film ended, but it's going to be focusing on Shadow and Rouge. Which, no, she's not going to have her big boobs, you degenerates. She's going to have a more, I guess, tactical suit, if you can call it that. I don't know, I might change it, but I'm not gonna add her boobs. And if you're wondering if Omega's going to be in the film, well, maybe. I mean, I'm trying to work on a model for him, so I still don't know yet. Now, even though I used a theme from a Shadow game that's bad, I can assure you that Shadow of my film isn't just going to be an arrogant, edgy guy, he's going to be much more complex than that. My Shadow will be mainly inspired by the Sonic Adventure Shadow, which in case you don't know is where he first appeared, and the Sonic 06 Shadow. And I know the game is ass, but Shadow in that game is just perfect.
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
So yeah, my Shadow movie will be more of an anti-hero, but leaning more to a hero, because you'll see him saving people in the movie and being more selfless, and just much more heroic. As he should be, if Sega didn't screw him over. On to the next one.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
Oh yeah, I have done it. I have opened Pandora's box. I have opened the door to the Pine Tree Studios multiverse. As you know, I have my own custom universe, or my main universe, which is Earth 1509. Yes, you're gonna have to remember that one, where the events of Spider-Man Prime and all my Marvel films that happened so far. But now I've decided to make my, I guess, another universe aside, which will be the Spider-Gwen universe, and I also have a number for that one, Earth 186. And you better remember that too, because I won't repeat it again. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have much of an idea what this movie will be. I mean, I know what I want to do in the film, but I don't know how to, put it together. So it might be an oversaturated mess, or a decent film. As you could see by the teaser, I know little to nothing about Spider-Gwen, other than his Peter Parker turns into a lizard. And yes, I'm also adding my own version of Venom into this film, because every Spider-Person needs a Venom. Come on, this is a fucking crime not to add him. And as you can already assume, this will be a much, much darker take on Spider-Gwen. You might hear her drop the F-bomb a lot because that's edgy and badass. And yep, she might eventually have a crossover with my main universe Spidey. Or maybe not, who knows, I sure as fuck don't.
reaching for greatness because I'm built from it. Nobody gonna stop for me. Here we go. Here we go.
a versus movie. Who doesn't love those? I sure as fuck do. Now, my Hulk vs. Wolverine movie was originally planned to just be a short film with a quick fight, but I think a more longer movie will work better to explore the lore of my universe much better, focusing on stuff like S.H.I.E.L.D. in this film, having characters like Nick Fury, General Ross, and James Rhodes, which will have somewhat of an important role in this film. And there's also going to be the sweet fan service, as well as some other surprises. I will try to make the fight between Hulk and Wolverine as intense as possible, and also very destructive. Now on to the last animated teaser. Well, what a better way to end the teasers but with a Spider-Man teaser. Now, for those of you who are confused, this is a prequel movie, or I guess you could call it an origin movie, quote unquote there, cause it won't really be an origin, or at least not of how Peter got his powers, but more of how Peter became Spider-Man. Basically, this movie will focus on one aspect I've always kind of felt it happens too fast in the Spider-Man movies, which is when he's on to catching the guy who murdered Uncle Ben. Except what I'll do is a little twist. Since Peter will already know that the criminal that murdered Uncle Ben is a criminal he let escape. But since Peter knows this, he will be deflecting the guilt due to his anger. Cause he's a fucking teenager, and teens do that, I think. But anyways, throughout the movie, you will see that Peter will have to learn to accept the guilt of Uncle Ben's death in order to become the Spider-Man. But it will be quite a ride for Peter to do this, since Uncle Ben's killer will be working for the main villain of the movie, which is Chameleon. But Peter won't be alone in this, since he'll have help from no other than Norman Osborn himself. Yes, my Spidey and Green Goblin will start as allies throughout the movie, but you will see the slow destruction of this friendship into what you currently see in the videos. A young Kraven the Hunter will also be making a cameo in this film, since he's Chameleon's older brother. I think it fit pretty nicely. And you will see a bunch of familiar faces in this movie like MJ, Harry Osborn, Aunt May, and Flash Thompson, and the list goes on. It'll be a film that I will try to make as emotional as possible, and hopefully I'll achieve on it. Alright then, now I'm gonna announce other films that sadly I couldn't really do a teaser for them, mainly cause for these films I don't exactly have a concept or a plot as for the other films, and also doing those teasers just sucked the fucking life out of me. But anyways, the first announcement will be my Daredevil film, which will be titled Daredevil Hail the King. And in case the title didn't give it away, the villain of this movie will be no other than the Kingpin, Now let me do a little recap for you. In Spider-Man Prime Episode 4, Kingpin escaped Spidey, but he was exposed and now he was a wanted criminal. I was gonna make Spidey the one that would have eventually taken him down, but I just think Daredevil fits a bit better for this. I mean, I'm not planning on making any other Daredevil stuff besides this, so might as well take the chance now. And yeah, I know very little about Daredevil other than he's blind and he's a lawyer. And yes, I know there is a Daredevil series that is considered a masterpiece, but I'm just too fucking lazy to watch it, so I might just watch some summaries of that. Now, even though Kingpin will be the main bad guy, Bullseye as well as Elektra will be in the film, cause those are the only Daredevil villains I know. Well, I also know Purple Man, but he won't be in this. I also might add Punisher, but I'm not sure yet. Anyways, I'm not sure this movie will come out, but if it's bad, at least it'll be fun. Now, even though this announcement has already been revealed, I guess if you're in my server, I haven't really gotten into much detail of it, but here it is. Spider-Man Prime Season 2 is already confirmed. And by that I mean I have a lot of plots for episodes already. I can't go too much detail into it because of spoilers for Season 1, but it'll be much more crazier. Spidey will be fighting a new villain which he has never fought before, and that will mess him up. And I am 99% sure you will not guess it. You'll also be seeing a different kind of Spidey, a more mature one as the one from Season 1, and also the ending of Season 2 will probably be more sadder than the one from Season 1. Or at least I hope it will be, I don't know, maybe shit. Now, another announcement in which I can't go again too much detail for it, but I still really want to announce it, is my very first Avengers movie, which will be called Avengers Dark Reign. Now, I know what you're thinking. Will this be a movie about the Dark Avengers? No, it'll actually be about the, hero Avengers team, which will fight the Dark Avengers. This one's probably going to be my biggest film due to the amount of characters I'll be having. It'll be like my fucking endgame of my channel. And it'll be the end of an era. Since my Dark Avengers have made a lot of cameos in my videos, this film will basically give closure to that. Again, due to possible spoilers, I can't tell who these new, hero Avengers will be, other than the obvious ones, which are Andrew Stark and Sam Wilson and Kate Bishop. But don't worry, in time everything will be revealed, just maybe not a short amount of time. Now, for what I guess it could be considered mini announcements, which are for videos that won't be big films, they will be much shorter films. I have a Miles Morales movie, which will be coming up. I still don't know what it'll be about, but he will be fighting Prowler. He will definitely be fighting Prowler. And I'll be posting a Miles Morales show, which won't be the actual film, but it'll be more of a 5-minute prequel for it, and he'll get basically his new suit for that. And yeah. I also have a Iron Man short film planned in which I'll go deep dive into Andrew Stark's past, which, no, he's not a fucking OC, you crazy swines. He's an actual Marvel character, just not from the comics. Anyways, I also have planned an actual Dark Avengers focused short film, in which I will go into how Norman Osborn put that team together and how he recruited all of them. Yes, for the old viewers, I know I already have a video about that, but that video is kind of dog shit compared to the ones I put now. And this one will just be much better and much more entertaining. And yeah. Well, that's about it for the announcements in general. A lot of stuff I'm going to propose myself to do, and hopefully I'll manage to do at least half of those. Yeah. Well, now to answer some questions that some of you have left me, cause yeah. The first question is, how do I record my videos and what software do I use? Well, I use Bandicam, as many lost souls out there, and to edit I use DaVinci Resolve S16. Next question is, who inspired me to do films? Honestly, no one. Or at least not at first. The idea of doing film just came a random day that I decided to record a roleplay I had with a friend. Although as time went on, I guess I did find a channel that helped me a lot, which was the Roblox cinema community, so I guess that could be my inspiration. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Commented by a YouTuber himself. Well, as much as I love your videos, Mr. Forsaken, I'm gonna have to go with Critical, or Penguin Z0, or Charlie. The guy's just fucking hilarious and a genuine good person with no filters, so yeah, probably that guy. Why don't you ever ask people to subscribe or turn on notifications? Well, I guess it's just because I want people to subscribe because they want to, not because I beg them to. Why did you start making animations? Well, I guess a little fun fact for all of you. I actually tried animating 4 times in separate months. I tried it once and I couldn't do it, so I cried and then moved on. And then I tried again and again until I finally managed to get a hang of it. And I mainly did it because I felt like my content was getting a bit stale. It got kind of boring, so yeah, I tried animating. And my god, was that a great decision. Is there any Roblox YouTuber that you hate? Well, not really, but there's only one that I think we can all agree that we hate. You know, that Lisa Gaming Roblox. Though I'm not gonna talk about the shit she has done because everyone has already done it. And there's really nothing that can be said about Lisa that hasn't been said about like probably shit on the toilet. So let's move on. Is it hard to make films? I mean, I couldn't really give you a straight answer, it depends on the person, but for me personally it's just time consuming. Not really super hard, but it's really exhausting. Because I'm just animating, I also have to do a decent story and do the script and look for the voice actors, which leads to the next question. What's the process of hiring the voice actors? Well, first of all, I don't hire them. They do it for free. And it really depends on which character I have in mind for them. If it's like just a random villain with not too much depth, I don't really go too much into it. If you have an edgy voice, you're in, you know? But if it's characters like, I guess, you know, Spider-Man, who's the big money maker of the channel, it took about a month to find a perfect voice actor, and I think I found one that fitted. But it mainly just depends on how much they take on saying their lines. Will you ever do R63 videos? Maybe. If I'm ever desperate for views or I just want a quick cash, I might do it. But I wouldn't do it, you know, just teasing R63 videos like other channels. I would do actual hardcore porn, and that wouldn't be on YouTube, it would be on other sites, so yeah, it's a possibility I have considered. How did the Avengers of my universe died? Well, that's kind of a long question. For those who don't know, my own universe have their own Avengers, but it was back in the 90s, so naturally most of them are dead by now, is what you think. But I'll break it down because I've never really talked about it, so let's get into it. The first Avenger who died was Janet, aka the Wasp. After she sacrificed herself, soon enough this would have led Hank Pym to retire, which means that he's an old man now, and he's alive, just old. Then Tony Stark, once he started becoming a middle-aged man, would have retired and, you know, getting married and settled down. And he would basically just died of old age. Then Steve Rogers would have also become an old man, but he still operated as an old Captain America with his sidekick Falcon. But he would have been ill in battle and died. And well, I guess spoilers for this film, you haven't seen it, but he has now been brought back to life by Hydra, and now is evil. Now Thor is still alive, but he's now king of Asgard, so he hasn't been on Earth in ages. And Hulk, as you've already seen in my Hulk vs. Wolverine movie, he's still alive. And still looks like he was 30 because of that gamma radiation that keeps him young. But over the years he has lost control of Hulk and is now a wanted fugitive. So yeah, that's what happened to my Avengers. Some of them are dead, some of them are retired, and others are brainwashed. Pretty neat, huh? Will Sonic ever meet Amy in your films? Well, I have actually been pitching some possible encounters between them. Not because I'm a big Amy fan, but I don't really hate that ship either. But I think putting Amy in my films would bring something new. A human character that isn't human. I'll explain it better. Like, think of it. Sonic is fast as fuck, Tails is smarter than the average person, Knuckles has his Knuckles, Shadow is the ultimate life form, and Rouge is a trained spy that can fly. Amy doesn't really have any of that, she just has a hammer that she can kinda use well. But I think she going and trying to help these other characters that have godlike powers, fighting other characters that probably also have godlike powers, would make Amy brave as fuck. Now of course I'd be modifying a few aspects of her character. She wouldn't exactly be a super obsessive fangirl of Sonic, but she'd be inspired by him to do good. Since the Sonic of my universe is a public hero and they even sell merch of him, So I think it makes sense that one of his fans would actually take initiative in doing something good. Synthwave, which is the music that has been playing in the background all this time. Will you ever sell merch? Well, I definitely wouldn't just sell a hoodie with the name of my channel, and because I just think that's fucking awful. I don't get why YouTubers keep doing that. But I guess a plushie of my Roblox avatar would do in case, you wanna beat it up or fuck it. But I'm not really the most interesting person to have a plushie of, so there's not really any plans for a merch for now. 2 questions, choose one. Well, choose both because I do whatever I want. Who's your favorite Spidey? Andrew Garfield. I have always loved him, even before it was cool to like him. I mean, I like all of them, but Andrew just gets me wet. And the next question is if Scorpion will ever appear. Again, I assume you mean, and yeah, in season 2 I have an episode planned for him. Why are your Spider-Man films so adult themed? I don't know. This is something that's rarely done. I kinda wanted to experiment on it. And I've seen a lot of people say they want a dark tone Spider-Man, and you can bet I'm one of those, so I guess it's mainly just for vibes. Have you ever befriended any voice actors? A few of them I have. Mainly the ones that play in Roblox, so yeah, they're pretty nice. What's my favorite hero? No, man, I can't really tell you. That's a hard question. It's hitting deep. I can't just give you a straight answer, sorry. I don't know. Well, I think those are enough questions. Well, these are the ones that are interesting. I might do another Q&A someday, but anyways, this is the end of the events. Don't cry, I know. And again, thanks so much to everyone that has supported me in any kind of way, even if it was something small or big. I really appreciate it, and I hope you stick around to see what else I'm gonna do. Anyways, that's all I have for now. See ya.